All right, I think I'm live. Yay, it works. Okay, I just need to take it off Wi-Fi. Okay, so this I'm going to share with Patreon real quick. Let's see if I can do this without cutting you guys off. So hey guys, we are over at Hayhouse. My dad and I are getting ready to start the show today. The money is always greener on the other side. This should be interesting. So I just wanted to take a second and ground myself. Let me share this. Breathing in through my nose. Out through my feet. Connecting with the earth. Allowing all the kinetic, staticky energy to come out of me.
Yep. 19, 18.
Didn't you say 19 seconds?
Yeah, I got it's going already.
Okay, cool.
Did you get that working?
This is working, yeah. So it's on YouTube and Patreon, thank God for once.
Set that just move it right there. There you are.
Find your spiritual path and live your highest truth.
Can you see yourself there?
Discovering Intuition with your host, Marissa Morris.
Hello and welcome everyone to Discovering Intuition with Marissa Morris and Joe Morris.
I'm here. Yeah.
I'm Marissa and that's Joe, my dad, aka Papa. We're here today to talk about the realization. Let's see what the realization is. Oh, that money is always greener on the other side. That's an interesting topic that the guides came up with. I channel these, so I try and stay away from thinking about the topic before because I don't want my mind to get in the way. So I just wanted to start today's show out with a prayer. I usually do a prayer on Facebook Live prior to the show and kind of get grounded and stuff. And I kind of did that, but I got a little bit emotional like an hour ago. So I just want to make sure that I am the guide today and I am not Marissa. And my dad can remain Joe, but my job is to not be me during these shows. So we just want to ask, let's see, here comes the guides. Fuji's barking.
Uh-oh.
We just want to ask the guides, and I want to specifically ask that our 5D, our real 5D selves, step up behind each and every one of us that are listening to this show today or in the future, and that any blocks that we have between that 5D aspect of us be released and removed with the spirit of compassion, the spirit of truth, the spirit of knowledge, the spirit of hope, the spirit of faith, and of course, all that together is the Holy Spirit. And we ask that any debts be forgiven within us and that we forgive those that have, trespassed against us, or like the Lord's Prayer. Mm-hmm. We forgive our debtors. And we'll just go with the prayer that my dad taught us when we were little. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. Thank you for taking care of me and my family. Bless us during this show today and keep us holy. Amen. There we go. That's a pretty good one. It worked.
It works.
and keep us holy and grounded and in our multidimensional selves.
And bless us in all that we do.
Yes. Yes, I forgot that line. Or maybe that's a new line that was added in. But I was just telling one of the girls in the bathroom, I was running into people and we have the bathroom chats. And she says, "How are you doing today?" And I said, "Good." And I went, "Well, you know."
Not really.
And I said, "I'm feeling hollow." And she goes, "Me too." And she says, "For about a week now. I don't know if anyone else is feeling hollow. But it's almost like this tinny feeling, like a tin can. Like there's like a little pebble in a tin can and there's no fluid in there and it's just kind of going tink, 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 tink around inside. And I think that that's the feeling that a lot of us are having when we fall into our 3D existence, which is our ego. And our emotions would be our 4D existence. And then our 5D existence would be our soul embodying our one. And on audio, I believe it's still $5 off on Hayhouse. That it was $10 off. I got it for 50 cents myself the first day it came out because I signed up my email address for their newsletter, which I was already signed up for, but it still gave me the coupon code for $10 off. And then it was 50% off when they released it. So if you go to hayhouse.com and sign up as a member. I believe that you can get 50% off the audiobook, which it's like $20, and get it for $10. I think there's a $5 off coupon that you can type in as long as you sign up for their mailing list. And I was already signed up for it, obviously, but it still allowed me to do the coupon, and I didn't use a different email address. I gave them the same one. So I would recommend going on over and getting that. I've had a lot of people say that they can't stay awake during my book, and I'm like, thanks. But what it is when they're reading it, their vibration is oscillating the frequency of their soul and their higher self and their I am presence and their I am self, and all of these different puzzle pieces that make them are all starting to go like vibrating. It's like you're waking up all these little pieces of you. We were watching Toy Story 3 last night, and Jeff and I were like eyes on the screen up until midnight, and Madison was just like meh, like fell asleep. But I was like, oh no, Mr. Potato had to stick his eyes into a tortilla, and then he's walking around, he's a tortilla with eye, ate the tortilla, and like his eyes and his ears and everything scattered out everywhere. And I thought to myself, that's our soul. That tortilla is our soul. It's like this sheet that goes through us, and all of the little pieces of us scatter, and it's up to us in this lifetime, in this game we call life, in this human experience, to find our tortilla or to find our potato and stick our pieces back together, and the potato would be like the consciousness. So it's like we're all gathering our pieces, and I think that we're so conditioned to want to please others, to want to make other people happy, to just a quick story I was telling Jeff on the way here. I said, Jeff, I'm just so programmed to, everything I do in my life is to make you happy or my dad happy, and it's all unconscious. And it's just because that's how girls and boys are programmed. We want to make our parents happy, and then when we get married, we want to make our spouse happy. And if you don't, then you probably do, but you're probably just in denial about it and doing the exact opposite, trying to make them mad. So the point is that most of us don't live our human existence for ourselves. We live it in assumption of what somebody else wants. When that assumption, like my dad always says, what's that mean?
First three letters of the word.
Yeah, makes an ASS out of you and me. And Papa used to always say that to us. No, don't assume.
Yep.
So assuming that somebody will be happy if you do something, so you do it, and then they're not happy, is like a blow to the stomach, like they're punching you in the stomach because you went out of your way to make them happy, but then they weren't happy. But that wasn't even what they wanted in the first place. So we go through life through a series of like disappointments and then excitement, disappointment, excitement. And really, the excitement usually that we go through is this false perceived excitement that we get ourselves excited about how somebody's going to react to the present we're going to get them. And if they don't react that way, we crash. So I invite you guys today to ask God to live a neutral life for the next week and or for forever. But just for, no, let's say the next 3 days, just ask. The term that we use in class on Wednesday night is neutralize and spiritualize. Go neutralize and spiritualize, and we snap. And that kind of, boom, brings us all back together. Neutralize and spiritualize. And that's bringing our spirit, our soul, God, everything that is spirit into us, and neutralizing all of the charges around us. All the anger is a positive charge. The fear is a positive charge. We want to be at zero. And that's covered in my attunement book about the zero light line and all that stuff. So I really recommend you guys going over and getting my audiobook. I was able to add a little bit of my own flavor into it. So it's I listened to it, and it's a good book.
Yeah, it's a good
I
book.
wasn't I hadn't read it all the way through after the last editing, and I was kind of like, I don't know, but now I'm like, get the book, it's great, it's awesome. The only thing that's missing out of it is Snow Globe. So I am in the process of writing my second book now, and it's going to be I Am a Snow Globe.
Good.
And so it's going to be a series of like 21 different snow globe exercises on how to do everything that you could possibly think of using the snow globe. And that's exciting for me, including making money, which is what today is about. But real quick about that hollow, tinny feeling. If you have that feeling, just ask that your cup be filled with spirit. that your cup overflow with Spirit. And when it begins to overflow, that you're given a bigger container. That was Jesus. That when your cup begins to run over, what we tend to do is we start dumping the stuff out. No, it can't run over. It can't run over. We say, stop, stop, stop. I can't handle anymore. No, stop. I'm going to spill on the carpet. But what you need to ask the Lord, God, Jesus, your Savior, if you're Hindu, whatever religion you are, whatever is your Christ, your God, your Spirit, ask your higher self, ask them to please allow your awareness to move into a larger container so that you can feel the fulfillment of the spirit and the soul that you are in this lifetime. That was Jeremy. Remember him?
Yeah, he's one of our first ones in our very first session.
Yeah, he's here. He's my 5D guide.
Jeremy and Eden. But Jesus said that he used to come in as Jeremy.
Oh, that's right.
Because you weren't comfortable with channeling Jesus.
That's very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting.
Wonder why Jeremy's coming back.
Well, I think that it's because I said 5D instead of usually I tune into outside of the dimension and I just leave completely. But I asked that today I be tuned into my 5D self just to see if it made a difference with the radio show and to see if I could remember what I say, because sometimes it frustrates me that I don't remember anything I say and I give away everything for free and then I forget and then I'm gonna
You'll have to go back and watch your own show right now.
Exactly. So the description of today's show is the money is always greener on the other side. Learn to know that you are already on the other side because you are the one who created the side you're on. Connect and attune to your I am creator and begin commanding your field of consciousness to accept much more than it ever has before. Papa, do you have anything? Oh, by the way, those of you who were expecting Neil Donald Walsh, and it's now my dad instead, we are interviewing the amazing, awesome, inspiring Neil Donald Walsh tomorrow here in the studio, here at Hayhouse, and it'll be aired next Tuesday. So I'm kind of excited that we'll have a little bit extra time. So maybe I can squeeze in an extra 20 minutes with him for something for the I Am Light network that we're launching. But I'll be happy with just the 50 minutes too, or 55 minutes. But anyway, so that will air next week. But I will be doing behind the scenes on Patreon while I'm interviewing him here at Hayhouse tomorrow. So if you want to watch that as a live, go over to patreon.com, patreon.com/discovering intuition. And that'll take you right to my page, my student page, student portal, and has over 230 posts. And for those of you that are on Patreon, download RSS Player on your phone. And it is the most awesome thing in the world. You can listen to all 200 meditations, all the classes, everything directly from your phone without having to go into Patreon. It's really, really cool. It's really cool. I just discovered it 2 days ago. So I've been raving about it to everyone. Papa, do you have anything to say about the subject today or anything to
No,
chime
just
in?
what I always say, don't make money your God. There's nothing wrong with making money. There's absolutely nothing wrong with making money. It's what you do with it, and whether you worship it or whether you do good things with it. So just don't make.
What if you allow other people to worship you for it? Like there's a lot of people.
You can't stop somebody from worshiping you.
Exactly. It brought up a thought just now. I just heard Peter say, well, what if somebody's worshiping you for having money? I'm thinking, is that a sin to have somebody think, oh, that person has so much money, or like almost causing like jealousy in other people?
That's number 10 in the 10 Commandments.
Oh, it is.
Don't envy and don't want your neighbor's wife. Don't want your neighbor's car. Don't want your neighbor's cow.
I don't want my neighbor's cow.
That's number 10. Just don't. Pride is a big issue. Pride is a big issue, especially if you're in debt or you don't have a lot of money, or somebody on the street who has more money than you. You know, it's your pride if you're just trying to compete. You really just want to do God's will every day, and then see where he takes you, and that's it.
Yeah, and I was thinking about how I used to be with Holly, and that's my half sister. Kind of sad that she wasn't over there with us, living with us. She lived with her mom and she would run away and come live with us. Hi, Holly, if you're listening. And I was thinking about how mean I used to be, and that I almost used to kind of like flaunt all of my stuff, like, ooh, look what I have, to kind of like provoke that kind of like jealousy within her almost. And that's how I received um, gratification that I was someone or something, when that's not cool. That's not cool. That's it's like almost provoking somebody to quote unquote sin. So you're provoking it. And I think the reason why the guides are bringing that up is because I think that there's a lot of people that do that, and that's why we think the money is always greener on the other side. Because there's the people that are like, oh, look at me, look how much money I have, but they don't show that they're an empty tin can inside. That they have the money, they have the car, they have the house with the white picket fence, or the mansion and the water slide, and the kids and the wife and the dog, and they've got everything. And on the outside, and all their pictures look amazing on Facebook, and they just look like the happiest people in the world. But if you were to go inside of their head, like I do when I do sessions with people, you realize that they're not happy people, that they're appearing happy, so they think that they're happy. So if other people envy what they have, it makes them happy. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. I use the example of Tom Brady. If anybody watched that Tom Brady interview on 60 Minutes, maybe a couple of years ago, and he's got everything. He's got the most beautiful woman on earth as his wife. He's got two great children. He's won, I don't know, 6 Super Bowls, I think. And he's been something like 10 or 11 of them. And he's got everything he possibly needs. He's got all the money he will ever be able to spend. And I think the guy asked him, what makes you happy? And he says, I don't know. I don't know if I really feel happiness. Something is missing.
Yeah.
Something is missing. I remember him saying, something's missing.
When did he say that? Was that recently?
No, it was a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
It was a 60 Minutes. You could probably archive it, go into YouTube or something, and find a Tom Brady interview.
Yeah.
And just watch it. And you can see he's got everything, absolutely everything and anything. I mean, people worship him. Like you said, don't worship somebody else and just because they have money or they have what appears to be happiness. You're going to find your happiness. You're going to manifest your own happiness. And if anybody listened to our show earlier today on the Answers Heaven Speaks, you manifest your own creation. You create your own life. If you think negatively, you'll have a negative life. If you think positively, you'll have a positive life. And if it comes to money, I mean, I like to tell people I used to be worth millions, and then I lost it all during their session. But you know what? As I was making a lot of money, and all I would pray for was to get out of debt. I just wanted to get out of debt. I wanted to get out of debt. And if I could get out of debt, I sure would like to make enough money where I could buy a house. I didn't care where it was. I bought it in Mexico. I wanted something free and clear. I didn't want that hanging over my head. And in 3 years, I got it. It all came through. And it was faith, because I was focusing. I was just focusing and focusing and focusing. So you manifest your own destiny. And even after I was making all that money, I still would go to the 99-cent store and buy my groceries. And I still do today. I'll still go in there and go, because I like their things. I like the things that they have in there.
We need to change that and get some healthy food in there.
But that's it. I mean, it's if you're used to going to Ralph's grocery store or whatever throughout the United States and spending $3.99 for an item that you can buy down the store for 99 cents, why would you spend $3.99? Take that $3 and go buy the 99-cent item, and then take the $3 and go stick it away somewhere and save it.
And that's exactly what I was just going to say. I was just going to say, for those of you, I have got so many people that during this Money Matters series have been asking. I've been trying to save up, my first spiritual teacher told me, that just shut down over there. My first spiritual teacher told me, and probably because I brought him up, there's no such word as try. There's no such word as try. Try means not doing. You are going to do it or you're not going to do it. When somebody says, I will try to make it tonight, that means they're not going to come. Because trying is not doing. Trying is trying to get out of something. So when you try to make money, you try to make it, it's like this word that just means like nothing. So think of all the places in your life that you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to make money, you're trying to do something, and the key there is that you're not doing anything because you're trying instead of doing. So switch your verbiage over to, I am losing weight right now. I am living healthy and I am eating foods that are good for me. My thing lately has been that Madison won't eat anything with a GMO in it. I've figured it out, like the GMOs, and I couldn't tell you the difference between a GMO food or an organic or a regular, because I was raised by this man who, thinks that McDonald's is healthy. So it's like he won't eat green things. And so I try, see here, I try to eat green foods. I try to eat healthy, but it's hard for me because it's not a habit. So in getting Madison to eat better and not want bottles all the time and formula, and getting her to eat healthy, I'm having to learn how to nutritionally feed her without giving her dense foods that make her vibration lower. So foods actually lower our vibration, and just food densifies us. So anyways, what that has to do with what we're talking about today is, in order to get to, hold on, a whole new set of guides just came in because we're taking a caller.
And
Okay.
they completely knocked off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I know, a whole
Completely
new, well, we're
knocked
still
off.
on YouTube. But a whole new set of guides just came in. Just Christ just walked in.
Just completely knocked us off.
Full blown Christ.
I
just
can't even
boom.
connect to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Christ is standing on top of me. So I believe that I'm supposed to take a caller, and I believe that caller is, let me see here.
Oh, good. You got the mouse?
Yeah, I have the mouse. Let's see. This is Lisa in New Haven, Connecticut.
Can you click that on?
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi. Wonderful. Thank you. I was feeling you were going to call upon me. In the past.
You must be psychic.
Yeah.
Gemini, right? Gemini, you're a pig.
Actually, it's Taurus, 5-4.
Let's see. Oh, I was clicked on the wrong person. Okay, let's see here. Oh, 5-4. Okay, 5-4. Oh, and you're is that a monkey? Is that a monkey?
Yes, I'm monkey.
Monkey. That's my daughter. She's a monkey. I just wish that you guys had an off switch sometimes. You guys are such little entertainers. It's like you feel like you have to entertain everybody all the time. Do you like being alone and just like sitting with your own thoughts sometimes, so you don't feel like you have to be on all the time?
Yes, I do. I actually do like sitting alone and sitting with my thoughts. So maybe when I was younger.
Well, picture those monkeys, the dancing monkeys that are like clanking the little, like, again, Toy Story came to my mind with the monkey that was the eye over. They're constantly having to perform, and monkey see, monkey do. So you guys are very apt to taking on other people's belief systems and stuff, and extremely psychic, in the sense that your awareness is very tuned into your mind's energy, so you can read that, but sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between yours and other people's. So that could be a reason why some things could be holding you down. It just feels like you have a huge cord to your lower back. If you don't mind, I would love to remove that. And I think that's what shut down our internet, because I would say that's not the real Christ. That's the Christ that looks like Santa Claus with red eyes, and it's like holding you down. What was the reason for you calling in today?
I was calling in because in the past I've experienced where I've grown with my abundance, and other times I have not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel everything is opening up for me, opportunities. Everything is just moving in a really positive, expansive way, and I just want to continue to support being of service in the world and growing as I'm getting ready to move, relocate. So a lot of things are moving, and I just feel like.
What do you do? Are you a healer, speaker, author, writer, something like that?
Well, my livelihood, one of my livelihoods is as an insurance agent.
Okay.
And I also, my song of the Butterflies about supporting young girls with honoring their bodies when they're in middle school and creating workshops.
Oh my gosh, we need to talk. Will you please contact me after the show, because we are creating the I Am Light Network, and we need people that work with teens to kind of be a face for the I Am Light Network. So please contact me. Janice is also going to be working with teens, and that's my passion, is working with the teens. But I am too afraid to work with the teens because I'm afraid I'm going to mess them up. So I prefer to work with moms.
Middle school girls, but I'm open to the teens. But I work with the middle school, 6th to 8th grade. But
Those are teens, right? Or those are preteens? Those are tweens, right?
they're the tweens.
Oh,
But I'm
so
still
no, we need a tween person too. So that's good.
tween girl, but I can do both.
Awesome. So this cord that you have is actually, I was going to say, is attached to when you were 12 years old, and it was a cord that you have attached. It almost looks like a tail coming out from your let's see, L4. I don't know the spine numbers, but I hear L4, like directly into the nerve. So I don't know if you've ever had any back issues. Have you had it looks like the lower back?
No, I have not. I haven't. I've had knee.
Okay.
That's given me issues.
How about like cervix, or like, like all the organs down there, stomach, intestines, stuff like that?
Well, when I was a young girl, I used to have really horrible cramps. So I didn't
Okay.
have that.
Yeah, I'm just feeling like almost like this, like,
Very, very horrible menstrual.
and I see you going, God help me, and but you're in like pain, and when we're in pain and we scream out for help, sometimes it's like, it doesn't mean that we can't scream out for help and God's not going to come, but sometimes if we're misdirected or misled, or we're like, I don't care who comes, just anybody come, like I used to do, guess who's going to come in, fake Christ, or not fake Christ, it's just the shadow of Christ, which would be the anti of him. And to every particle there's an antiparticle matter, there's the antimatter, so there's an opposite to everything. So it doesn't mean that it's like Satan himself is connected to you. It means that fear is connected to you. That's what the antichrist energy basically is Christ is forgiveness, and there's fear. So you have this huge fear cord that's kind of holding you down from your lower back. So I'm just going to ask that anything, and anyone else that's listening to this, if anybody else wants to just kind of close your eyes, and I want you to just imagine yourself as like I don't know, like a totem pole or something, just kind of like a totem pole, and just imagine a totem pole in your mind, and then just say that totem pole is now me. And what will happen is, well, you'll see little tubes coming out of it. You'll go, oh, whoa, there's little tubes and little cords coming out of that thing. And you've got a very large one, like in that area. So I'm just going to ask that any connections from when you were a child, from prior to age 30, any dedications to God, any vows, any commitments, any promises, anything that you made prior to being your complete and total soul, that those vows, commitments, and promises be released instantly, and that they there we go, they are void, and that we command that they never existed. And we're going to go back to when you're 11 and just kind of reconnect you. There we go. Did you feel kind of the shift where it's like, it feels like you got taller or something like that?
Yeah, I'm sitting with my eyes closed and having my fingers, and I'm just feeling like the work is being done.
Yay. And Poochie's growling at the spirits coming off, because the spirits are only in the second chakra. See, there she goes. That's an indicator right there. Okay, Poochie, shh.
Somebody's in here.
Yeah, well, that's just proof right there. So she's barking at the spirits. Your grandmother's here, so she's just waving. Did you just lose her?
I not my grandmother, but a best friend. I just went to
Here, Poochie.
my goddaughter's graduation, and I lost her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
Your goddaughter's the one that you lost, or the friend?
the mother.
The mother. Oh, okay. That's not her who's here. I think it's the grand. Oh, well, now she's here. But yeah, she hasn't fully transitioned. Your grandmother's just standing there, and she's just assisting in the healing. She's the one that you didn't know very well, and you have a lot of genetic stuff that's very similar to her. So she's just helping to release genetic stuff like prosperity. Do you have like Sicilian, or what's that? What's your there's a
Well, on my dad's side, we have some Indians. On my mom's side, no.
it's
Well,
not Sicilian, it's I can't remember. I'm seeing an image of some.
Cherokee. I'm not
It's
sure.
dark hair. They have a little bit of an accent. I wanted to say Brazilian at first, but it's like poverty consciousness. It's just the country that they come from is just poverty consciousness. It could be the Indian or something like that, but she's kind of wiping that away. So let's just ask that any of the genetic codes that you came in with that are framed around money and around perceiving money and prosperity, just be released from your second chakra now. There we go. Boom. Oh, wow. You're ready to launch off. Okay, so what you can do each day, what they're saying is that if you can imagine like a hula hoop almost around your waist, starting at your belly button, just say, I am truth.
I am truth.
I am truth. Boom. See that? All of your potato head pieces came together. I am truth. And then bring your awareness down to just with your heart. That's the seat of your soul. And imagine that you're standing on a platform there and that your head is kind of like up by your throat. So you're standing there. And then all you have to do while you're there is just ask that a beam of light come from above and push you down towards the second chakra until your head is where your belly button is, and then ask the Holy Spirit or Spirit, whatever you want to call it, to ignite your entire being with prosperity. You have to define the prosperity because prosperity is different for everyone. Prosperity could be a mansion for one, prosperity, bringing your head down to right where the belly button is, right beneath it. That's where the Holy Spirit is inside of us. And just ask the Spirit inside of us to ignite us with prosperity that you define as, and then just write down like prosperity to me is this, and make a new vow to yourself maybe once a week or so, and check in with yourself, and you'll just feel the it looks like the light just goes boom out like a big hula hoop around you and just starts cleaning you and clearing you. So it's very important to define the prosperities, what they're saying, and oh, your grandmother just went all done.
Yes.
She's blowing kisses. She said she's not a kiss blowing type of person, but she's doing it anyways. And there's a bunch of people waving at you from there. Oh, there's your friend. They're all waving. So I will talk to you. Please contact me. I really do want to talk to you about the tween thing. That's very important. Just go to my website, discoverintuition.com, hit contact. You'll probably get Audrey or Marla, but just say Marissa told me specifically to contact her, and then they'll give you my phone number, and then just give me a call.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too.
All right. Well, thank you, and
Have a fabulous day. I'll talk to you most likely not today or tomorrow, but the next day, because that's my day that I make phone calls back, because tomorrow's Meals on the Wash. So anyways, I will talk to you soon. Okay, have a great day.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
All right. Okay. Bye. Oh, look, it's 2:22 on the clock.
Sure is. For that brief moment.
Yeah. So let's see here. So the guides are asking to channel right now. We've got Jane from San Diego. I want to just talk with her real quick, and then I want to do our debt releasing meditation that I want to do, and the ability to see ourselves side as the greener side. So hi Jane, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. That's what you're calling about. Let's see. Oh, you're the Gemini. That is so funny. That's so funny. Okay, so she is in a lot of debt. She's a single mom, no problem making money. Did you come to my class last week or the week before by any chance?
I tried this a couple weeks ago, but I didn't get on.
You tried. I'm just kidding.
I didn't get called out for that. Obviously, the inaction, I did not actually go.
Yeah. So in the class, what we did, and I think on the radio show as well, what we did was we wrote down what we believed debt to be, like the amount of debt that would just make us just paralyzed, and then the amount that would make us rich.
4 million and 2 million.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so 4 million debt or 4 million. Okay, so 4 million debt. So you're not afraid of debt. Obviously, it's just, and that's probably why there's debt there. So would you mind telling me, like, just like how much debt you're in, or just a roundabout? Huh? Okay. All right. So, what the guides were coming in saying earlier was, if you saved, like my dad was saying, I was saying that's funny that he said the thing about saving the money is, what do you shop on Amazon? Do you shop online? Do you retail therapy? Retail therapy, like me? Total. Yeah. Okay. So retail therapy is a form of daydreaming. So, we're like, oh, look at those skis. You're slaloming down the hills, like in those skis. And then you're trying on that outfit, and then you're on those water ski, wearing the snorkeling through Hawaii. So shopping, the guides have said, for people that are intuitive and channels such as yourself, that can actually release their awareness from their field of consciousness, we actually go into the us that has that thing. So shopping is really like a whole new level of almost like meditation. It sounds funny, but it's like a form of literally meditating and getting out of our reality here, but pulling in. Like my husband loves house shopping, looking at model homes that we can't afford, because he loves to daydream about us living there. And I'm like, well, why are we wasting our time looking at this? Let's still look at the ones we can afford. But he likes to kind of imagine that we're in those, but oh, okay. Well, that's probably why I thought about that. Okay. So you're a daydreamer. Okay. So what I challenge you to do this week to see how much money you can save is, every time you put something in your cart, just go and hit save. Like when you get to the part where you're going to buy, I mean, unless it's like diapers or Q-tips or, whatever, it's something you need. I challenge you to see how much all the stuff was, and immediately go into your bank account, transfer it into savings, or pull it out completely, like, Venmo it to yourself, or, something like that. Take Venmo and send it to your PayPal, or I don't know if you can even do that, but like take it from one account to another. And then at the end of the week, you're going to find that you're going to have a lot of money in your account, is what they're saying. And that's why my dad was saying, take that money that you would have spent. I actually tried that one week, and I ended up with $1,000 in my savings. And you know what? I was about to spend like, I think it was something like $300 on pens, like, because I love pens and I've got so many pens, but I never have a pen when I need one. So it's like we get these ideas like, oh, I'm going to buy all these pens and these poster boards, and I'm going to do all these great projects, and then everything just piles up, and then it's clutter, and then we get upset, and it lowers our vibration. So what the guides are encouraging you to do is actually like do a garage sale. Do you have clutter? Okay. They want you to do a garage sale, literally, like don't over plan, because you're a perfectionist. Like, oh, I need to plan it, I need to label everything, I need to get everything all perfect, I need to market it correctly. Like literally, like garage sale written in like a little kid's handwriting out front, and just like stick the stuff out there, and then give yourself a pile of, I will review in 1 month, and I will review in 6 months of stuff, whether you want to sell it or not, because you don't want to get on the wild kick and start selling all your stuff. Like I still think of my dad. He went and gave away all his clothes, and then later on he was like, oops. He got in one of those kicks, like just some guy just came and said, wow, thanks for all these really nice shirts, and just took them all. And I went, he just gave away all his shirts because he was in the mood to give away. So the guides are giving you a 1 month and a 6 month pile, and then for sure. And the technique that I teach, and it's very similar to the Spark Joy lady, which I didn't know until after we channeled this technique, is imagine that there is a snow globe in the middle of your chest, or like a bubble, that can expand or get smaller. And just kind of imagine a bubble in the center of your chest. Actually, imagine a soap bubble in the center of your chest. And then I want you to just imagine something that you just bought recently in your hand. And then say, I am me and only me. So you are you and only you. I am me and only me, and I'm connected to my higher self. So you want to make sure, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So you're connected. I am me and only me, and I'm connected to my higher self. And then I am Jane. There we go. Boom. You're you. Now imagine the bubble, and then pull that thing into the bubble in the center of your chest while you're imagining that, and feel if your chest expands or if it gets smaller, or if it pops all together. You're like, okay, that's going. But what you're doing is you're asking your God self in your heart whether that thing is really required or not. But I think that the biggest thing for you to get out of debt is literally to shop to pay your debt off. So you're shopping, you're having fun doing your thing, but then when you to the checkout part, just save for later, save for later, save for later. So your mind thinks you're getting it, but then you take that money, transfer it over, and just don't touch it. And I can guarantee that you will be out of debt so quickly. But what the also the decluttering yourself, you're filling yourself with stuff because you're not grounded. So you're buying stuff in order to fill like the pieces of you, like you're the empty tin can. And you're like, I feel like void. Do you feel like a void in your life for the last 7 years?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it is the last 7 years and 11 years, it feels like, where it's just almost like I hear like the like the westerns, when they do the whistle and there's like nobody in town. It just feels like a deserted body, like you've left the city. So let's do a real quick grounding thing with you, and I want you to imagine standing on top of your head, and let me see if you're even going into your own body. Nope, you have a sister. Do you have a sister?
I have 3.
Okay, so your sister that it looks like 2 years older than you, maybe.
I have one that's 5 and 7 years older, or one that's 2.5 years younger.
2.5 years younger then. Okay, I never know whether it's because I see him in line, you standing in the line. So the 2 years younger, for some reason you're in her field. I don't know if you worry about her a lot or if you guys are close, but just kind of intend right now to leave her field. And oh, she's pulling you back in. She needs you. Okay, so let's just ask that those cords be cut. There we go. Oof. Do you feel that?
Yes. Down.
Wow. Okay. So for anyone who has siblings and we're tied in with siblings, do this exercise each morning. Just imagine that you're at those things at Sharper Image that are electricity in the middle of a glass ball. And when you touch your hands on the glass ball, all the little pieces of electricity shoot out. Just imagine that you're that electricity in the middle, and then just say, come back, and call all your little tendrils back into you. And that's in my attunement book. I think it's one of the first exercises. But just say, I am me. I call myself back now. And there we go. Oh, there we go. In fact, we'll do that as part of the meditation. So, and then once all those little tendrils are pulled back in, just imagine that electricity going right into the center of your heart, and just kind of planting it there, and you'll stop eating for her emotions, you'll stop filling your void for her emotions, you'll lose weight, you'll be happy, you won't feel lagged down. And it doesn't make anyone a bad person because you're in their field one way or another. It's because you're a healer and you want to help, or one way or the other, it's for a positive reason. But like I tell people, giving someone with the flu, giving someone else the flu doesn't help. Taking on their flu, now you just both have the flu. So it's your job to hold that high frequency, and then everyone else will move up with you. And you are a healer. I don't know if you're already a healer. I think you already know that. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, you're in you. So you've got lots of exercises to work on. Everyone else can do that too, and encourage everyone else to do that. But with you, it's when you're feeling a void, you go to the computer to shop, or you go and you go, oh, I need to buy something and I need to fill that void. But it's not your void, it's hers or whomever else is you're working with at that time. So you just need to make sure, is this me buying this or is this somebody else?
Okay.
Ask yourself that question, and your debt's going to be gone soon. It'll be gone soon. All right. Okay. Oh, and I want to, if you want to come to class, you're more than welcome to come to class and call Audrey, just you, Jane, not everybody else on hold. You can call Audrey and get a pass to come to class for free. And I'd love to see you. And you're in San Diego, so you could always come live if you wanted to. If you want to come, you can come. It's the only a few people come live, so it's just a couple, but I mean, you can totally come. You're local. All right. Okay. All right. We'll see you soon. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. So let me do a short meditation on money. So let's get some beautiful music playing here. It's now 11 on the clock.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep seeing all numbers. So I just want to set the intention that Brittany, oh, that's Brittany, Catherine, Marie, Judith, Layla, Samantha, and Corey. We're going to set the intention that all of your higher selves, that I'm connecting with each and every one of them, that the answers that you are looking for are received through this meditation. on a higher level. So just ask to receive those answers now. I apologize for not getting to your calls. I wish I could get to everyone. But tomorrow night is a class where I'm just going to be channeling guides and answering people's questions. So tomorrow night's going to be a fun class because it's not an actual structured class. It's a giving readings class where people are asking questions. I'm going to be giving answers. So you may want to come to class tomorrow. I think it's $25 this week. It's not part of the Patreon thing because there's 5 Wednesdays this month. Okay, so so we're just going to ask right now that all aspects of us, all pieces of us, get called back into the center of our hearts. I want you to imagine like a trumpet sticking out from the center of your chest. And that trumpet, instead of when it plays music and music notes fly out, I want you to just almost imagine it like a vacuum just growling. So in your mind, just say, come back. Come back. Please come back. Inner child, come back. Poverty-stricken me from 30 years ago, come back. Wealthy me that lost the money, that was so ashamed, come back. All these pieces of us are just scattered about. And just kind of imagine all these little like ping pong balls or however you want to imagine it. I see it as like little lotto balls almost, kind of like flying back. All these little pieces of consciousness coming back in to this trumpet that's kind of sticking out from our chest. And as all of that consciousness that we have spread throughout comes back into us, we're going to ask that the hand of God, the one true God, regardless of what we call it, the Father, the Mother, Divine Creator, but that one true God that created our soul, created our higher self, that their hand come into our energy now and be placed upon our head. You may actually feel it, releasing all false selves, false egoic creations of ourselves from each and every individual, and pulling everybody out of the mental body and into their I am creator self. So say, I am now my creator self in your mind. And what you'll realize is that beneath your hand is a little tiny version of you. Little itty bitty you. And it thinks that it's you. It's your creation. It's like a toy. It's like an avatar. And just imagine holding that you in one or both hands and ask to see you through the eyes of your creator soul or your creator self. Ask to feel what it feels like to know the love that is constantly being sent to you from your creator. Many of you have walls around your hearts. So we ask that the Christed heart, like a brave lion, Christed heart, just expand and blast through those walls that are holding our courage, our passion, our love inside out of fear of losing it or being made to look dumb. That's the us that envies another, says, that's better over there. I want that. So as your heart expands, this brilliant golden light, what we'd like for you to do is to ask that whatever energies in the form of flowing water be sent down over this you that you have in your hands that's just tired and just, oh gosh, life. It's the empty tin can you. Just ask that the living waters of the Christ within, the flowing waters, healing waters, like a waterfall, be sent down over the you that you're imagining now in your hands. And as that water flows over you, it hydrates the little tiny you. It animates the little tiny you. It removes gunk and grime, and it removes cords and attachments and God knows what else. We are running these energies through for those who are listening live. We cannot do this for those that listen later, but we are running it through, assisting and holding space. So as these waters, healing waters, flow over the you within your hands, the you begins to stand up and spin around and dance, and they're happy. They're in a true state of bliss, which is what we are as spirit. We are in a true state of bliss, and the world cakes its stuff on us. We allow it, but it's all part of the experience, and it's now time to let our spirit shine, to let our spirit be free. So imagine now that you, in your right hand, standing there, just happy as can be, a little tiny you, all fresh, all clean. Ask that you what it needs from you, the creator self. Say, what do you need from me? What do you need from me? And the first thing that comes to mind, just write that down, or just keep it in mind. I heard a lot of feels your prosperity. And then the creator self is going to say, what is that? If you say happiness, say, well, what do you mean? So what we'd like for you to do is ask right now in your own mind to be shown what happiness feels like, or prosperity feels like, in its purest form. And ask to be given a word or a picture or something that symbolizes that. Whether it's you singing and dancing and having fun, that's happiness, or prosperity means you have no debt and you're vacationing with your family and friends, and you work not as much as you work. Ask between your creator self and your ego self that's in your hand with your spirit. Okay. Ask for an image of that. Ask to feel what it feels like. And once you have that, take your hand, place it over the center of your chest, and merge your human soul with your I am creator self, because your soul is your human. Your soul is your human. And you've just baptized it with forgiveness, love, truth, strength, grace, gratitude, forgiveness. And you shall live in your truth now. So say, I am truth. I am light. I am the way. And I'm grateful. Go to discoverintuition.com and check out meditations, lots of free stuff, and go to Patreon. See you guys later. Bye. Whoa.
Oh my God.
So I see this. Yeah, I like look like I was covered in like cat poop, like I was covered in like garbage, and then I saw Jesus come in. I've never seen him the way I saw him. He came in and he was like, he had like a waterfall shooting out from him right here, and it was just flowing from him. And there
Living
was like,
water. It's called living water.
what's living water?
He is the living water.
Seriously?
Yes. Jesus is the living water. Nothing exists without water.
Well,
You were talking about it in one of your channelings on our show the other day.
what,
You said nothing exists without water. Everything needs water.
well, yeah.
And Jesus is the living water.
So Jesus is the water that animates us. Because everyone was just dead. They were just like petrified. They look like old pumice stones. And the water flowed through all of them. And it's like they just got up and they were like dancing and spinning. And yeah, they became alive.
That's
and
his life. That's his water. That
they-
is his spirit.
people just got resurrected.
That's great.
The realization. We just had a realization.
That was the goofiest thing. You didn't lose your feed?
No.
This thing not only shut off, it knocked off the Wi-Fi. I had no Wi-Fi at all. None whatsoever. I went out the door, asked these guys, who am I supposed to be connected to?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I never have a problem connecting in here.
Yeah.
Something, you need to,
It was the Antichrist came in.
gap, we need to see what was being said in that gap when we weren't on the air here. Something really weird happened in there.
It was the Antichrist. And I saw the fake Santa one come in. It was the, because there was the fake Santa one with the red eyes, and then there's the Christ that comes through like as Abraham sort of. So remember the snow globe was I saw Santa come in, and then Santa turned into the white, from red Santa to the white Santa. The red Santa came in, which is the Antichrist. And then the white Santa is Christ.
That thing went down?
Yes.
It went down?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I had I went in to try to find a connection. There was no Hayhouse connection even in there. I even went over to Roger. I said, look, I put managed networks, no Hayhouse, nothing.
We need to look it up.
Absolutely nothing. And then I just gave up and I came in here and I thought, well, what the heck, I restarted my phone and I stuck it out there and I went ahead and it still didn't come up. I thought, well, what the heck? I went back to my main screen and I punched Facebook, and all of a sudden it came back up to this screen again.
Oh my gosh!
So I could start it up again. I go, what?
It was so. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
What? I can't.
Let's ask the guides. I'm going to ask
them.
them.
Shut this off now.
No, leave it. Let's channel them real quick. Let's ask them. So, what is it that really, really, really causes the connections? They just said the fake Saint Germain. The fake Saint Germain is the one that messes with the wires. He's like, hoo-ah, like twiddling his mustache.
It's really weird because I said a prayer before. I think you were in the bathroom.
I was about to do a healing though. I was about to do a
healing on somebody there.
I was about to, so somebody's energy from their house came in as I was opening up to their field. I think it was right before we took the tween collar. And yes, and yeah, I remember the show. This is awesome. I love remembering. So when I took the tween collar, I saw her crying out for help when she was young, and like it was like Saint Germain was like, yes, with his mustache. If anybody has read our Skeptics Guides books, One of Bill's fake guides is the Saint Germain that comes in and twiddles his mustache, and he came in and had Bill print up 10,000 books in violet ink like 20 years ago through another channel, and it was like, oh, I got him to print it up in violet ink. They only sold one book. Like Bill like believed it, so he messes with Bill because I think he's Bill's anti-self or something like that, his shadow, or it's Saint Germain's shadow. But what I'm seeing is that Saint Germain is actually in charge of the North Pole on the planet right now. So the ascended planet or the fallen planet, the ascended planet. So Saint Germain is actually
The good Saint Germain?
The good one is actually Christ in charge right now.
Oh.
So he says he prefers not to be called Saint Germain. He prefers Father Time. Oh, he's Father Time.
Huh.
So Father Time's shadow came in, and that would be time and space. Oh, I get it. Okay, Father Time. So he's above time. So he says, my dear child, each of you are a tree. A tree cannot survive without water, and a tree cannot survive upside down, for the roots must thrive upon the earth. When a tree is taken from its soil, when it is uprooted from its home, the soil that it was grown in, it feels out of sorts. It takes a while for it to integrate into the new soils in which it has been placed in. It is up to you to create the soil, to create the foundation in which your tree has been moved to. Many of you are just standing in a crater, looking around your awareness, going, I feel empty. It's because your tree is gone. Your tree has moved with the earth into a 5D awareness, meaning the way to make this very simple for you, Joe, is the brain can now perceive the soul as its ego, as its self. So the soul is now a part of the human rather than being the human and then the soul. So the soul is now embodied on the planet in human form. We have gone through a death. In fact, our physical bodies have, in fact, died the way that Jesus died. We have crucified our old selves, and people are going through the process of resurrection at this moment. We had spoken to the two of you about teaching this resurrection course. Oh, he's going to get on us. And we would like for you to do this before you leave for Mexico. In teaching this resurrection course, we'll be taking you through the living waters of Christ through each individual that comes to this class, running these waters through them and allowing them to resurrect and enter into their healthy bounty tree so they can be prosperous. And hey, make it a money tree, make it a happiness tree, make it whatever kind of tree you want to make it, a tree of life, make it a fountain of youth, have forever youth, because this is possible in the world we live in. There is a line of souls waiting to get into this planet right now. There are 8 billion people on the planet. 8 billion?
About that.
There are 8 billion, 8.3 billion people on this planet. These are all souls wanting to come in. It is not that people are just procreating at a rapid rate. It's that many souls want to live on this planet at this time because it is so exciting. There's never been a planet where a consciousness has been able to go from a 3D to a 5D reality and experience both in one lifetime and see the contrast between the two. It's really quite exciting indeed. So drop the poverty consciousness to all of you, drop the scarcity, drop the victim, if you're on government assistance and you know you can make more money doing something else, or you know you can make a little bit less money than that government assistance, drop the government assistance. You will forever be government assistance poverty unless you need it. If you know that you don't need it, if you know you could be doing something else, what you're doing is you're placing yourself into a box that says, I'm on SSI and I'm disabled and I can only get this much money and I can't make any more money than that. Otherwise, my money is manifest instantly. It's just releasing and peeling away the old negative beliefs that keep us from thinking that we are small. Each day, run the waters, the living waters over the human that is you as your creator self, and watch as they resurrect each day for each day, you fall away and you resurrect each day. You fall away, you resurrect each day. Because each day, each second, each minute is pieced together in time. Each second, you choose your reality. You can choose a different timeline, a different reality. We will not get complicated at all. But we just say this. He's saying do this. The diamond that is surrounded by the coal needs the compression of compassion, faith, and truth in order to release the shiny diamond inside. So we ask now to place your fingers like this over your face, and that is where your consciousness will be. This is setting an intention. And then ask to feel the coal around your diamond. And if you have coal, ask that it be compressed with what it needs to be compressed with for your highest and best good in order to reveal the diamond. And you begin to feel the coal moving away. Once the diamond is revealed, ask that the living waters be run through it, around it, rinsing it away. And when it rises up to the top of your head, you are your God self. You are your creator self. You are your all. We bless you.
Who was that?
That was not Saint Germain, Father Time.
Father Time.
Father Time. So the diamond self I thought was outdated, but they're saying that so many people are living 3D that for those of us that are attuned to like the higher, like the star and the other aspects of self when we do all these attunements in class and DNA activations, I thought that the diamond self was lower, but they're saying no, the diamond is right here. It's the high heart. And the activation for the whole planet took place 4 days ago for the high heart. So everyone was activated up to here. So everyone was kind of like yanked up there above our heart. And so now we're our creator selves. And that's why everyone's feeling so empty, because we have empty thoughts about what our life is. And that's what we're creating. Well, that would explain the last.
Maybe we can do the parable of the diamond again tomorrow, but we'll see. And the resurrection tree. I don't know if you heard that. We got to do a lesson.
I don't remember what I just said.
Yeah, we got to do a lesson on the resurrection tree, whatever that is. So you'll channel it. Maybe that will be combined with the.
They want us to do a class like on like a Friday or something, just during the day. Maybe like we can do like a class because there has to be an energy exchange where people pay like $5 to come or something, and we do a little like exchange, and then maybe we can do it on Friday. We can do it Friday, right?
Yeah, I've got a 10 appointment at 2 on Friday, but I'll be free after that.
Okay, yeah, maybe Friday we'll do it.
Yeah.
If everyone's good for Friday.
So are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
We good?
Hey, everyone on Patreon. I think this worked. I'm going to go over there and check it.
Sorry, everybody.
Honestly, guys, he says the reason why is because the waters were not running and flowing, because water creates energy.
Right.
And when there's not enough water flowing through, then the energy from that I need in order to channel gets sucked from the phones and sucked from everything to stay in channeling mode. So I actually sucked the thing dry.
You sucked it dry.
but it's because something negative came in and my vibration wasn't high enough to combat it. So
Mari, Fawn's there. I'm not sure. There's a bunch of people watching right now.
Oh,
anyway,
hi
guys. Thanks for patience and coming back.
Fuji. Is that Mary Muccio?
Mari Avalos?
Oh, Mary Avalos. Oh, hey, girl. Hi, guys. How's it going? Okay, if you guys aren't on Patreon, get on Patreon. I've been posting all public posts for Patreon. I decided to do public posts every day as long as you subscribe and follow me. And then the dollar people are even getting stuff. I've decided to post a lot of stuff for the lower tiers because I was being an elitist and only going for the higher tiers. But the higher tiers get way more than their money's worth with the discounts for class and healings and house clearings. And I mean, I do healings on you guys every day. And so it's gonna be a lot more friendly for like the $5 people, the $20 people, and stuff like that. So check out Patreon, and we'll see you there.
Thanks again for your
And
patience,
tomorrow,
everybody.
Neil Donald Walsh will be here live. You won't be able to hear him, but you'll be able to hear what we're asking, and you'll be able to see me melt and move into water and
Are we going to be in
melt
this
away.
room?
Yeah.
What I might do is take one of these headsets and put it around.
Oh, you can can hook in a microphone into. I totally know what we can do.
Okay.
But we'll just do little pieces of it, just to,
All
yeah. Okay.
We'll
Oh my
try-
gosh.
we'll try to
Yes.
figure that out tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Are we done?